Hello and welcome to my channel, Exceedingly Good Reviews. This is my thoughts on video, my thoughts on NXT from November 4th, 2020. I'll give you a quick run through of what occurred on the show and then give you my overall thoughts on what occurred. So here we go, first match of the night, straight into it. First match, Ember Moon taking on Dakota Kai. Okay. Moon seems to injure her shoulder at some point early on in the match. Dakota Kai seeing this injury and targeting this injury with kicks, with punches, with submission locks and whatnot. Raquel ends up distracting Ember Moon when Ember Moon goes to the top rope. This allows Kai to take advantage and pin Moon. I did not see that one coming. I expected Ember Moon, only just recently returning to the NXT brand, I expected her to pick up the victory here, but no, they went with Dakota Kai. That's a great little swerve, great little unpredictable finish that I did not see coming, so that was nice to see, I guess. Just a shame for Ember Moon, I guess. Cameron Grimes is getting interviewed backstage, seems very jittery, very scared, very jumpy and whatnot, after what occurred the previous week. We get Shotzi Blackheart interview. She's saying that, because she hosted last week's Halloween Havoc edition, as a favour, Wayne Regal has allowed her to pick her opponent, and she's picked Toni Storm. Ooh, dodgy decision there, Toni Storm. She's an accomplished individual, so you've got a lot on your hands there, Shotzi. Second match of the night, Kashida against Cameron Grimes. Grimes is quite jittery, quite scared still in the early parts of the match. He does seem to compose himself as the match progresses and as the match goes on. Does actually get some offense in as well as Kashida. Kashida does dominate most of the match, I think, but Grimes does get some offense in, which is nice to see. Ends up Cameron Grimes accidentally knocking the referee out of the ring. So there's no ref. Kashida with the hoverboard lock, but there's no ref to see Cameron Grimes tap. Cameron Grimes ends up getting a pinfall on Kashida, but once again, there's still no ref in the ring to count the fall. So we get a visible tap, but no finish. A visible pinfall, but no finish. A referee ends up coming down to the ring. The referee is the zombie ref from last week. Obviously, he's not zombified now, but he was. But Cameron Grimes is obviously still scared of him. This leads to Kashida being able to lock in the hoverboard lock once again and ends up winning the match through a submission victory. So Kashida wins here. What are they doing with Kashida? I thought they were going to be giving Kashida a nice big push, but he seems to have been lost recently. So hopefully this is getting him back on track and they can go forward with Kashida. Third match of the night. It's Drake Maverick and Killian Dane with that awesome intro music that they've got. Coming down to the ring to take on Everrise. This match doesn't really get going. It's great to see early on that Killian Dane is using Drake Maverick still as a weapon, an unwilling weapon, wielding him as he so pleases and wants to. But like I said, the match doesn't really have time to get going before we see a split screen. Pat McAfee and his cohorts, Pete Dunne, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, end up arriving in this fancy car. Coming into the arena, Pat McAfee's got the camera, he's filming everything. They end up coming into the ring and attacking, getting rid of Everrise and then absolutely brutalising and beating down Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. What did these two do to you? Nothing. But anyway, they end up brutalising them, beating them down, taking them out and whatnot. We go to an advert break. When we're back, Pat McAfee and his cohorts are still in the ring. They start going through the history of the Undisputed Era. The rise to prominence and whatnot. You see lots of images on the screens behind them of them celebrating with Triple H with all their awards that they've won, all the titles that they've won. Roderick Strong turning on Pete Dunne to join Undisputed Era, and so the history of Undisputed Era is reiterated here through Pat McAfee for us. Okay, they end up with an Undisputed Era flag and they put it in the trash can and burn it. Symbolising, to ashes you are, Undisputed Era. You are over with, you are dead and buried. But no, the rumour is we're going to have a War Games match at the next takeover, and it's going to be Pat McAfee and his cohorts, the Kings of NXT, against the Undisputed Era. Yes, please, juicy match, can't wait. After they've cut the promo, they leave. We see them leaving through the back to their car. And Killian Dane ends up attacking. He attacks Pat as he's trying to get into the car. Obviously, the numbers game is too much for him. Pete Dunne Oni and Danny end up beating down Killian Dane, and Pete kicks the door onto Killian Dane's head by the looks of it, his upper body. Pat gets in, they drive off, and we just see Killian Dane with blood spewing from his mouth and a puddle of blood next to him. So, looking like he's might be on the injury list, or at least that's what they want you to think, want you to see. We then get a segment of At Home with the Garganos, but it's just Johnny Gargano saying that he actually loves wheels. Before Halloween Havoc, he was saying that he hates wheels. Now he loves wheels because, obviously the wheel of Halloween Havoc ended up resulting in the match that he won, so he's quite happy. You still see the little mock wheel that they've got in the back. They're playing the game of life with that little wheel on it that he's turning, and everything. He seems to be winning. And he ends up getting a phone call. The phone call is from Ghostface, or whoever is portraying Ghostface. We end up finding out they're sat next to each other. Why are we even on the phone? They're playing the game of life together. I want to know who Ghostface is. My assumption is it was Austin Theory. The figure, the stature of the individual looks like it's a male individual, and I think it's either Austin Theory or Robert Stone. But obviously there is the individual that was helping Candice. So who is it? We don't know. Hopefully we'll find out soon. Our fourth match of the night, it's Toni Storm taking on Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi asked for this match. This is her hand-picked opponent, and I think that was an ill-advised decision, Shotzi. Unfortunately, this match is not the greatest of matches. It's a very poor match, unfortunately. Early on in the match, Shotzi goes to do a maneuver where she springboards in off the ropes. She slips and has a nasty fall, and from that point on, the match looks very shaky. I mean, maybe she hurt herself, or it just dented her confidence, maybe. The match just didn't seem to gel. These two didn't seem to gel together. It looked very, very awkward in parts, very, very messy. And it was unfortunate because these two are two great individual wrestlers. So you'd hope that they'd be able to put on a great match. Maybe they'll have another match down the line. And, maybe Shotzi just seemed to be lacking confidence in this match. And unfortunately, it showed. And the match was poor because of it, unfortunately. I do apologize. I like both of these individuals. I do apologise for classing this as a poor match, but it was, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, my thoughts on it. We see Candice appear on the screen. Ooh, Shotzi's tank has been left in the middle of the road. Oh, okay. But Candice, it's okay because Candice is here and she'll look after it. I'll keep an eye on it for you. The distraction ends up leading to Toni Storm end up pinning Shotzi Blackheart. So Toni Storm's won. Okay, like I said, ill-advised for you, Shotzi. You pick Toni Storm. Toni Storm wins. We then get to see still that that Candice is with Shotzi's tank. A car approaches, but it's okay because Candice stops it. Whoa, stop there. But then Candice gets into the car. It's this massive, big 4x4, monster of a car, big old 4x4, and she ends up getting in the car and driving over Shotzi's tank, dragging it down the road and absolutely just destroying Shotzi's tank. Shotzi is distraught in the ring. She looks visibly upset. We see that Candice is in this car. She's gloating about what she's just done. In the back seat, it's Ghostface again. Is this still the same individual that we saw earlier with Johnny? Maybe. Or is this another Ghostface? We don't know. Hopefully we'll find out soon. Sooner rather than later, please. Shotzi is distraught in the ring. Tony's consoling her in the ring. That's how that ends. Who is Ghostface, though? If you know, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments who you think it might be, though. If you don't know for sure, just let me know who you think it is. We then get a Fat Chaz Fat Can live segment in the ring where he's showing submission holds and counters and whatnot. He's got an individual that he's showing his moves against, how to escape this choke, that choke, this submission, blah, 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 whatever. He ends up getting a bit much, and August Gray, the guy from the previous Thatcher live segment, ends up coming out and chasing off Timothy Thatcher. Okay, I like these segments, but August Gray, who are you? Do I really care? No, I'd much rather this be a more well-known individual. Maybe they can build up August Gray from here. I don't know, but I'm not really interested in seeing August Gray. Timothy Thatcher, however, I am interested in seeing. So yeah, backstage, it's Xia Li. She's getting interviewed. She receives a letter off William Regal. She reads it, and then she asks William Regal for a match against Raquel Gonzalez. Regal's like, "Are you sure you want this, Raquel Gonzalez? She's an intimidating individual and whatnot." But Xia Li's adamant she wants the match, so William Regal makes it so. Ooh. And then our fifth and final match of the night, the main event. It's Velveteen Dream taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Okay, so Velveteen Dream taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Two great individuals, and they put on an absolute exceptional match here. Well, exceptional might be high praise. A very good match. They put on a very good match. Tommaso Ciampa coming down with that mask that he's got, the whole look that he's got. Why is it that he can have such a cool looking mask being on the developmental brand of NXT, yet on the main roster on Raw, your longest running TV show that you've got a group called Retribution who have crappy masks. Who is in charge of the wardrobe department, and why did you sanction those masks for Retribution, yet Tommaso Ciampa gets a really cool mask? Why? Where does that come in? Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm going off point because this was a good match. This was a very good match. Very entertaining. Tommaso Ciampa targeting the injured hand of Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream with a cast on one of his hands. Obviously, that makes a target, which Tommaso Ciampa goes after. But Dream does get some offense in the match. It's not all Tommaso Ciampa. Most of it's Tommaso Ciampa, but Velveteen Dream does get offense in. It does go back and forth at certain points. Dream ends up throwing a chair into the ring, which distracts the referee, and then Dream goes up to the top rope. Now, it's alluded that he's going to use the cast. Well, okay, it's on his hand. It might be unavoidable. Maybe they're worried about, him getting disqualified, so that's why he did that. But it just didn't sit well with me. It just seemed like a bizarre moment, because Tommaso Ciampa ends up getting the advantage from here, hitting Willow's bell, and then he ends up hitting the fairy tale ending and pinning Dream. It just seemed very bizarre. Why did Dream throw in the chair? Like I said, the cast is on his arm. It's unavoidable if contact is made between the cast and Tommaso Ciampa. If you're not allowed to use the cast, then don't have Velveteen Dream in the match. Velveteen Dream, if he has to have a cast on, he can't be medically cleared to be in the ring. So, it just didn't sit very well with me. Other than that, though, other than the whole finish, this was the best match of the night. This is my belter of the night. This was a good match, a very good match. Overall, though, the show, I've got to say, the show was just meh. If that's even a score. Meh. Is that a score? Are we going to say? I think a poor would be harsh, but a good would be, a good. It's too high. So, what's a middle? What should we have as a middle? I'm just going to say a meh for now. I'm just going to say this was a meh show. If you saw it, great. If you didn't, I wouldn't worry too much. Nothing really noteworthy major happened. I mean, obviously, Pat McAfee's faction burning the Undisputed Era flag. No doubt there'll be more build around this in the coming weeks before the next takeover. So, you've not really missed anything there. Ember Moon picking up a loss. That was a bit shocking, but, hey-ho. Dakota Kai, she needs a win every now and again. The Shotzi Tony Storm match just didn't click, and it was a poor match, unfortunately. I hope these two have another match down the line and they actually get to show their abilities better. Kashida winning. Okay, great. Get his character back on track. You've not done much with him. But yeah, other than that, it's like I said, it's just a mess show. I mean, there was nothing really, really terrible on the show, but there was nothing really, really great on the show, other than the main event being a very good match. Yeah, it was just a mess show. Those are my thoughts on NXT, though. What are your thoughts on NXT? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, just want to say a big thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay classy.